segments. I mean, as far as we talked about, first one was what were you wrong about and what were you right about as far as last game goes.
You want to go first?
I'll jump on. So I mean, I think I was right about Miles Sanders, man. Y'all be hating Miles Sanders for no goddamn reason. That shit makes no goddamn sense. I don't know why. This man's a beast when he come out there. So I was right about Miles Sanders. I was wrong about our defense, though. I thought we were gonna shut these dudes down. Like we had two, bookend corners. We got a great defensive line as far as talent is concerned. We got suitable linebackers and safeties. There's no holes in our defense, but we play like we had holes. Couldn't tackle, man. So that's what I was wrong about as far as that goes.
I agree with that.
What I will say about your Miles Sanders call.
Yeah.
What I will say about Miles, I've always said that Miles Sanders is a great back, not a good back. He's a great back from 20 to 20. Middle of the field, he's a monster. He will break plays wide open. He will average 5 to 5.5 yards a carry. He will do that for you. But historically, in the red zone, he wouldn't hit the hole and he wouldn't get into the end zone. That's why last year he had 0 touchdowns. But he had 0 touchdowns last year.
That's not why he had 0 touchdowns, though. He did have 0 touchdowns, but that's not why. But keep going.
What you like to say is they get into the red zone and they don't give him any more carries. And that's just not true. He would get in the red zone and they would feed him and he wouldn't get in. Just like the first time he had an opportunity to get in the end zone, he stretched it too far out and didn't turn up field. And that's why he didn't get in the end zone the first time last Sunday. Run game got great. Now, what I will say is I saw a different Miles Sanders on Sunday than I did last year. And I don't know if it's because it's a contract year. I don't know if somebody has gotten his ear to let him know, like, listen, man, you have to turn up field. You hit the holes. But last Sunday, he didn't do it. And he got.
I can't hear this shit no more. Like, he tripping. Like, yeah, he hit the hole. Ain't about no contract. Yeah, he always had the talent. We always knew that. We always knew he hit the hole. He break. He gone.
Yeah, I think I got.
That's it. He gone. Hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying though. The point of the matter is, if you go back and look at the stats, look at red zone carries between the team and who had the lion's share. Jordan Howard, even though he came late. How does that happen? Of course, Miles was hurt for a little bit. I give you that shit. But Miles was vultured for touchdowns. He was vultured, bro. They didn't even give him an opportunity, bro. Give Miles the ball. I know for a fact we won't give him the rock, man. And he the best running back on the team. What we talking about right now?
I got you. You understand? Like you said, like
best running back we had since
Shady.
What? Say again?
Just Shady.
Shady, yeah. He the best since he the best one since Shady.
My point is like this, like you said, like
when it comes down.
What I was saying, I agree with Maul to the point where he's a 20 to 20 back. He's not a north-south type guy. He's a east-west, then finally turned out north-south. You know what I'm saying?
So tell me,
that's why when he gets in the goal line, they don't put him in. Because he don't, you know what I mean? He danced too much.
No, I'll give you just one thing. I'll say this shit. When it came to the game on Sunday, at the end of the game when he had to get them yards, my man hit the block, stayed with the block, and found a way out and was gone.
Oh, he did, yeah.
He learned. That's different. Usually he don't do that type shit. He ain't as patient. He want to shake and do all that shit. But he read the fuck.
You just,
shit, bro.
Terry,
Real talk. So
you just said the reason why they were putting in backs that were more south. You just said it. I didn't have to coax you into saying it. You said it yourself. He danced.
What I said is, hold on, bro.
You just
what I'm saying is that don't mean you can always do it. That's what I'm saying. Like if you had an opportunity to hit that hole for the goddamn, he needed a yard. You see what he did when he needed a yard. If he need multiple yards, yeah, he gonna try to shake and bake, gonna try to hit a home run. But if he need a yard, he always had that ability.
We're not talking about his ability though. We're talking about what he does. We're talking about. Hold up. Let me get a point. Let me get a point out. None of us on ever question his ability. None of us have questioned his ability. All we've questioned is his desire to get north and south. That's what we're questioning. We know he's capable of doing it, but in the past, he hasn't been willing to do it. And that's the difference between a back that's going to get the tough yards and a back that doesn't. And I am conceding when I say on Sunday against Detroit, I saw a different Miles Sanders than I have in recent years. So hopefully continues to run that way, and then he will be a great back in the red zone. But until I see him do it on a consistent basis, he's just going to be a great back between the 20s. And in the red zone, they're going to have to take him and put in Boston Scott and Kenny Gainwell and whoever else they're going to put in there. Get them pads level and knock faces with it.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
All right, cool. What you was right about, what was wrong about?
I was wrong about Jalen Hurts throwing multiple touchdowns in the opening game.
You knew you was wrong when you said it. No hate, beef. I'm saying. No beef.
Can you let me
I apologize. You're right. You got it.
Okay. So I thought that Jalen Hurts would have multiple passing touchdowns against the Lions in week 1. We've seen him progress in mini camp, training camp, even in the one preseason game. We saw a concerted effort to allow Jalen Hurts to throw the ball. So I was very discouraged that the very first play of scrimmage for 2022-2023 season was a Jalen Hurts designed run. That was frustrating for me for the very first play of the season to be that. And for him not to get one throwing TD was discouraging against the Detroit Lions. So I was wrong about that. But I will say
damn sure was.
Can I finish my point? But I do feel like he is throwing his receivers open or throwing them the ball in stride more than he did last year. So last year he was for them to break in, and he was putting the ball where they were, not where they were going. This year, so far, I saw him lead AJ Brown. So I am encouraged by that. So I was wrong about that.
The prettiest ball of his career.
The prettiest one was the goddamn Quez Watkins that he dropped. Quez Watkins dropped that shit in the end zone. You remember that shit last year? That shit was fucking fire. That was the best pass of his career, bro. By far. That shit was on the fucking money. Excuse my language. That joint was on. If he would have caught that, woo! Everybody would have went nuts. Everybody would have went.
But I was right. What I was right about so far is that Epps is going to be fine at safety. People were questioning whether or not Epps is a starting college safety.
I definitely was.
I felt that he was going to be better on the back end than most had given him credit for. He had never been a starter in his career. And he led our team in tackles on Sunday.
Got to jump in real quick.
Absolutely.
When you say he's not been a starter, I kind of contest that simply for the fact of he was the third safety, and third safety get a lot of play in our system. So he kind of like Avonte Maddox in a sense. They interchangeable. So he gets a lot of playing time. But yeah, I always thought Mike Epps was okay. I know he's gonna be decent. I want to see what this dude Johnson though. do. But go ahead, man. My bad. Jump back
No,
in.
like I think the consensus was let's wait and see, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't know until you see it, right? And he came on last year and was good enough for them to feel comfortable to let Harris go, right?
Yeah. Oh, you got here.
So I
both of them.
Right that he wouldn't hurt us, at least on the back end, at least not yet. And it also lets me know that he's more than a willing tackler because he led our tackles. So you normally want your linebackers to lead you in tackles, right? So for him to lead us in tackles, and they ran the ball the most majority of the time on us. So for our safety to lead us in tackles when they ran the ball majority of the time, it speaks volumes on his willingness to come up and help out in the run. And so
you know
that's
what the safety is. The safety is like this: you back here. If all else fails, you're the last line of defense. You know what I'm saying? So you playing safety out there. He definitely is. He shouldn't have to play safety that much though. That's a whole different story. Our defensive line ain't supposed to be getting gashed like that. Our linebackers ain't getting hit like that. Like he ain't supposed to get in that many tackles.
That's a whole lot. I hope we're gonna get into later.
Yeah. He should not be leading the team in tackles, but no. I'm glad he's doing it. That means he's saving our ass, but no. All right, Daddy, what you got?
So going into that, that's what I was wrong about. I thought our linebackers was going to dominate that game and really get loose. I thought it was going to really get loose with the defensive line and really show that we shouldn't have picked up 2 linebackers instead of 1. You know what I mean? They showed a couple of plays. They did show flashes of speed. You know what I mean? And which I do like, and I know we got. But like we're gonna have to do better than that. Like you said, we got some running backs that we faced this year. So with Aaron Jones is Dalvin Cook up next. You know what I'm saying? Like
already.
Yeah, the list goes on.
Tops looking at how we ran, like how Detroit ran on us. He ready to go.
Because I mean that's all good. Like you said, the offense is putting up 30-something points a game, but I ain't trying to be in those games like that every week.
Facts. Look at like Kazir. So who's the best? The best linebacker to me is Kazir White that we have on our team.
Right now,
I think he was missing a lot of tackles because really we played the health card. We play the health card. We won't really hitting in practice. We won't, you know what I'm saying, want a physical practice. We play the health card.
No preseason games, no nothing. So this was kind of like, hopefully,
they can move, but we got to make the hits. You know what I'm saying? We got to tackle. We got to wrap up fundamentals. It's fundamental shit. I think once they get that back, they'll be good.
It was a 2. And I say that because week 1 is always a crapshoot because every year somebody's going to be better than they were last year and in the NFL. And one year you can make a quantum leap in this league. So for us not to prepare by putting our players through the fire and then watching the Detroit Lions and Hard Knocks hit the snot out of each other and play their starters every preseason game, they came out with a level of intensity that our starters haven't seen since the dog days of training camp. You know what I'm saying? So they came out punched us in the mouth, and we had to kind of get our bearings. And we were still clear-cut the better team, but you know we weren't hitting on all cylinders.
The gas
was sloppy. We still put up 38. You know what I'm saying? Our defense hasn't.
And we still put up 7, like you said, playing the guy Jones. We still got to put up 7. You're right. You're absolutely right.
And you know, we still got a pick 6. If you notice, our defense made them have 3 straight 3-and-outs.
Right. So once they sold it up, but then we got soft at the end. Once we got up 31-17, we got lackadaisical. They're playing that little Matador defense. They can't Gannon loves to play.
I had a question that shit just popped up in my head. The Matador defense, right? Is it crazy to think that he plays that defense because it requires the least amount of movement and he keeps his defense fresh for when they have to stand up? Is that something you think he would think about? Like, yo, all right, cool. Until you get within range of a threat, I don't give a fuck what you do because you're not winning this game. You know what I mean? We got an offense. We good. I'm not going to risk my players. We're going to play chill. We're going to play it chill. If
I
y'all
mean,
come back
I get
time,
that, but
time.
if you up 31, why would you keep your offense healthy? Because then you risking them having to go back out, try to save the day. You know what I mean? If you can dominate.
Offense ain't got to save the day. You up 17 in the fourth. It's like, what I mean, like if we get close enough, okay, I can do some other shit. But why would I give that shit away? Why would I give the tape away if I could just play this dumbass defense? Maybe he's not looking for the points. Maybe he's looking for the wins. I don't know. That's
Let's-
just a thought. That's a thought. I don't think he's thinking like that, but that'd be some genius shit.
Thing is week 1 is a tone starter for the rest of your season, right? You put yourself in position to have a level of confidence. You have an air about yourself. You're going to next week with a level of confidence that's unshakable, right? If you allow your defense to impose their will, get a couple of sacks, feel good about themselves. That's why in college football, week 1, they always schedule cupcakes. They want their players to have confidence going into their divisional games. So
we have
like
confidence being smart about how you play your players. Like we know what's going on. We playing chess out here. We think for the next step.
Everybody was biting their fingernails off at the end of that game. You think they wanted to chill? Like these players want sacks. These players want interceptions. These players want the opportunity to cause.
No, I know they want to do it. I'm talking about Gannon as far as his scheme.
But that's why Gannon is slacking, in my opinion, because what would make your team love you even more is you letting the leash off and letting the dogs go hunt.
That could be.
Terry, you say it all the time. If you a wolf, you hunt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Young wolf, old wolf, you're not going to change your stripes. So if you trying to make a wolf a house dog, by back.
But listen, the thing about it is, hold on, real quick. If you think about it, though, right? Like, if I'm playing it, like if I'm Gannon, this is how I'm gonna judge it. I'm gonna judge it like this. This is how I'm gonna judge it moving forward. If there's an opportunity for a team to take the lead on us in crunch time, we don't step up, then he don't know what the fuck you doing. Until that point happens, I'm gonna have faith. I'm gonna have faith in him until that point happens. Now, if that happens, he steps up and cuts it off when he wants to. Whew, that's something.
I feel that. So, but before I go into what I was right about, I'm gonna say this. So next week, when we have our podcast next week, if the Lions beat Washington, I won't feel as bad.
Yeah.
If the Lions beat Washington, I won't feel as bad.
Correct.
So you know what I mean? Because I mean, okay, yeah, they doing something, especially if they beat them handily. I'm like, okay, I'm all right. That means the Lions, they doing something. Whatever they doing over there, they doing right.
Yeah, that hard knocks got them going.
Well, let's Day. I want your what you got right point, but to that point you just made, the Lions, most of the games they lost last year was for 3 points or less.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that. Not the most, although yeah.
Their record did not indicate how tough of an opponent they actually were. Right. This year, they have a top 5 caliber offensive line. Yep. They have a revamped defense and a hungry head coach. I think they came out with their hair on fire. And I think same thing next week. So to your point,
5 for the last ball, go that hard dog shit.
Yeah, but you see, even when we went out after the game, you see they was like happy. They like, yo, I'm happy. Even though we lost, I'm happy with their performance. You know, we'd have been like, nah, fuck that. We don't accept it. You know what I mean? We don't accept that in Philly.
I think that we'll see. They're going to be a hard team to face. And if their crowd continues to sell out that stadium, it's going to be a hard place to play. Well, with that touchdown and that our first drive when they shut us down, it was deafening in there. Yeah. You could not hear yourself think, and they were energized, and the team was out for blood. So for us to have the resolve to come back in that environment speaks volumes for me as an Eagles fan. Fact. I'm excited, man. So Day, tell us what you got right, man.
So what I did get right was Devontae Smith.
Oh, for real?
Yes, we talked about it. I talked to Jasper about it like all week, even like
Really?
starting fantasy teams and stuff like that. Because, like you said, I had my fantasy. I didn't start it because I knew.
Okay.
I told him, I said, the Eagles are going to try to get AJ Brown involved. You ain't gonna spend $100 million on this man and not get him involved. Now, I didn't think
Thanks.
I didn't think would have 0 catches,
I didn't think that shit either.
but I knew that he wasn't going to be as much of a factor as, you know what I mean, as everybody was thinking he was this week.
They didn't put a spotlight on him. They put a spotlight on AJ Brown. They wanted everybody to see, look at what we got. We coming for you. So I'm not mad at that shit. I'm not mad
Now,
at
speak saying that,
No.
next week, do you think I think he's going to eat on Monday night? Yes, because a lot more coverage in the safety might be thrown towards AJ Brown, which
Who they
he's one-on-one coverage.
Who are the cornerbacks? Do you know?
Patrick Peterson and somebody else. But you see, against Green Bay, against Green Bay, he was getting
barbecue chicken. Oh, they got
getting-
dance. They got dance. Dance like right.
Yeah,
But Devontae Smith.
Bay is reeling. Green Bay is reeling. They lost their number 1 receiver. You know what I mean?
number 2 receivers.
They're
Now that Scanley left too.
and they're trying to find an identity. They're trying to find an identity. With
We
Aaron,
know our identity is Aaron Rodgers. That's our identity. We
Aaron-
throwing the ball.
listen, Terry, with Aaron Rodgers, you're always going to have an opportunity, right? But those receivers have to learn to compete at a high level and young in their careers. You understand what I'm saying? Like to have a Adams leave and to not have a star-studded tight end and to have another Aaron Rodgers another year older, you know what I mean? They put themselves in a position to have growing pain. So that's what we saw on Sunday. We saw a receiver in Green Bay wide open. Was it Lazard?
No, that was the rookie dude.
Lazard
didn't play.
Lazard was out. Was the rookie? It was Watson from North Dakota State. He was wide open. He
Like left Patrick Peterson in the dust.
Yeah,
wide open.
He got that speed though. He got that speed.
Wide open. You understand?
Yeah.
And so, like, I mean, I don't know how tough of a test Minnesota actually got with that.
Give you a prediction. Give you a prediction because we got like 10 minutes while we record. So give you a prediction while we're doing it.
Go ahead, Ma.
All right.
We win lose. Number 1, lose.
I'm gonna say we win. It's the home opener. AJ Brown is there. Jalen Hurts. I think the defense is going to be hungry to show better than what they did.
Yeah.
I think they're taking it personal.
Yes.
We're going to be energized by the crowd. I'm going to say 28-17.
What was the score when we played Minnesota in the playoffs when we beat theirs?
Oh man, we killed.
Was it 38-6 or 7? 38-7?
I call that. Whatever that score was, I'm calling that. We beat them and we show up.
Justin
Ball control. We run the ball. We shut down Dalvin Cook. And Slay has a makeup game for us. Let them travel with Justin.
Listen. I believe we got to pick our poison, right? I think we're not going to want Dalvin Cook to get going, so we're going to trust our corners to play tough coverage against Jefferson, and I think we're going to have our safeties deep because Gannon hates giving up the big play. He's not.
Yeah.
He's going to play like a man zone. Probably had the safeties back to prevent Jefferson from getting big plays.
Question about Jefferson, real quick. May I ask you real quick? Do we put C.D. Johnson? Gardner. Yeah, we put Gardner Johnson on Justin Jefferson when he's in the slot.
Nope.
Levante handler.
Avante better than Avante.
Listen,
if we get pressure, if we get the pressure we're supposed to get, it's not going to matter. Because what's the name?
He's better.
The receiver's probably going to be. It's probably going to be Thielen, because we're not going. They're going to try their best. They're not going to let Jefferson roam free like that.
Yeah, I mean Thielen, Bradbury on Thielen all day.
Right. So my prediction, I say 31-21.
31-21, 10-point game. Okay, not mad at that shit. Not mad at that shit at all. We all said we gonna win though. That's all that matters.
Definitely.
Listen, man. I can't pick what I think is going to happen with my heart, I got to pick with what I've seen Jonathan Gannon do from last year and what he did on Sunday. The man doesn't like to blitz that often. He likes to bring pressure with 4. On top of that, he doesn't like to get beat for play. He wants to keep everything in front of his corners and his DBs. So we're not going to press cover. We're not going to blitz any of the safeties. We're going to sit back in a deep cover zone and make Kirk Cousins try to pick us apart all the way up the field. That's what Jonathan is going to do. The only way
this is a statement game for Jonathan Gannon. If Jonathan Gannon show up and shut these dudes down, is that a statement game for him? You trust him for the rest of the season? If you hold him up 14 points, do you trust Gannon for the rest of the season?
Yes.
Okay. You heard it here first, folks.
So there's 2 different Jonathan Gannons, right? There's the Jonathan.
Here we go. Go ahead.
Gannon against top tier quarterbacks, and it's the Jonathan Gannon that
Kirk Cousins is not a bitch.
Hold up, he's scared of a top quarterback, right? So we seen against subpar quarterbacks, Gannon took more gambles. Against top tier quarterbacks like your Tom Brady's of the world,
he sat back.
He sat back.
There's a top 15, a top 16 quarterback. Is Cousins a top?
I think he's top. I think he's top.
Yeah, he's top 15. Based off his performance last year, yes.
Okay, he's definitely. Is he top 5? No. NFC. Name 5.
You said top 5 NFC?
Top 5 NFC. Name 5.
I probably put him at 5.
Okay. So your top 5 NFC quarterback. He's not no slouch. Let's stop playing.
I didn't say Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins is good. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is
he just has his moments, man.
I think that Gannon is when he plays against a competent quarterback or a quarterback that has proven himself over the test of time, Gannon will not take gambles. He will not take risks.
I'm gonna challenge you on that one because he didn't do that shit against last week against Jared Goff. I don't think that made a difference. It makes sense.
I question Gannon because you got Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat.
Coverage. Coverage. I don't know if
they're your best 2 rushers.
Yeah, they're not that strength at all.
Coverage.
Is that the best form of practice though? Like we gonna beat these dudes. Like if I gotta turn it on, I know when to turn it on. You know what I'm saying? But I get these dudes used to it. If we ever gotta play this, I think y'all be.
But we have too many people, too many new players. Like you got 3 key, and we got a new player at each level: the linebacker, and you know what I mean, corner and safety. So you know what I mean. You got to get them to gel.
We spent most of our defense, and we grabbed a bunch of quality linebackers.
Yeah.
And we didn't play 4-3 to stop the run. That like almost ever. We stayed in nickel.
Kobe Dean only played a couple of snaps.
But hold on, real quick. You know what's crazy though? You know what's a blessing though? That we ain't talking about our offense right now. There's no place for offense right now. There's like nobody talking about it. It's like we good right there. And we know we got the talent on defense to be a problem. Like coming into the season, that's gonna be a top 5 defense. And
offense put up 31 points, man.
We good on offense. We good.
Let me ask
you. We got a problem, bro.
Before we shut down, what's the bold prediction of the week? Bold prediction. Miles Sanders gets 120 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Ooh.
That's my bold.
What about you, Mark?
Devontae Smith, 6 receptions, 1 TD.
Okay.
My bold prediction is the Eagles hold the Vikings under 300 total yards.
Ooh! That's a defensive slaughter.
The defense is going to bounce back.
It is.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is.
They will hold them under 300 total yards.
That's what it
that's major.
I believe in that one. I believe that shit gonna happen. I believe our defense showed this week.
That means less than 200 yards passing, less than 100 yards rushing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Kirk Cousins like 198.
I'm telling you, I feel like if he gets it, it's gonna be in like garbage time. We
Nah,
blowing
fuck
them
that.
up.
All right, did your prediction, Dave. We ain't worried about the rest of it. Like, don't try to put an addendum on your shit.
It's saying, man.
Maul had this nigga thinking like, yo, hold on, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Now I'm gonna stick with it, man. I got confidence in the defense, man.
Oh
One
shit.
thing.
That is bold.
Huh? That's bold though. I like it. I like it. I see Devontae getting this 6-1. I see all of my shit coming true. But that's what's up, man. Cheers to y'all fellas.